Okay, hello and welcome to the weather update. It's about 6 p.m. on October 16, 2019, and we are dealing with the rain. And the rain started actually a couple of hours ago. It started in the mid-afternoon, so it's been raining for a little while already. You can see some really heavy rains over the middle part of Long Island um, and all the way through the area. So you can see even heavy rains reaching into New Jersey as well. And it's really raining quite a bit. So let's take a look at some of the current observations here. Because we got the rain, we also got the wind. Let's take a look and see what Farmingdale has gotten so far as the rain goes. 62 east wind to 20, gusting to 25, and 0.28 inches of rain at Farmingdale. Might be a little more than that at Islip. Let's take a look at that. 62 degrees east wind to 23, gusting to 30 at Islip. Dew point 59, so it's a little humid out there, of course. Only 0.11. The rain, I guess, just got started over there. It's been raining here for a couple hours in Nassau County already. So the rain is, well, we'll look at the rainfall reports after the storm is done, pretty much. I'll go and look at New Jersey and see what their conditions are. Oh, we have a special marine warning in effect for New Jersey, so let's see what's going on over there. Special marine warning in effect because of wind gusts up to 50 knots. Ocean County coasts have reported wind gusts 40 to 50 knots along the Ocean County coast. So this is where the worst of the wind is. Let's take a look and see what Tom's River has here. Southeast wind at 22, gusting to 38. So yeah, they're getting worse winds for sure. No rainfall report there. Oddly enough, that's something wrong with their site, obviously, because it is raining. Let's look at Atlantic City and see what's going on over there. Get Atlantic City in here, and 65 degrees. Southeast wind at 17, gusting to 36. I'm here to see how much rain they've gotten so far. It looks like they're over an inch already. So let's go and take a look at our satellite image here. So this is a satellite image. This is the storm. You can clearly see. Not a tropical system, just a coastal storm, a very deep coastal storm that is moving through. You can see there's the dry air already. So it's moving a little faster than the models predicted, which means it hit during the middle of rush hour, which is not going to be good for people. This is the surface observation chart here showing wind gusts 28. Looks like 28 is the strong. 33 mile an hour wind gusts over at JFK. You can see the dew points coming up 63. Not a good idea to be outside tonight. I'm heeding my own advice on not being outside because the conditions are really bad out there. And along the Jersey Shore, you have wind gusts up to 31 miles an hour. You can see kind of this is where the center is. It looks like the center is somewhere over here. And that's heading our way in the next couple of hours. Let's take a look at the Wonder Map now. So let's see. We're going to look at precipitation amounts. Shift this over to precipitation amounts here. So it looks like we have some precipitation amounts already. Over an inch in Queens. And not yet tallying up in Suffolk County yet, but it'll be they'll be getting in on it. They're getting in on it too. Tom's River, here we go, 0.93. So we already have amounts over an inch already. Look at this as we go up to the southwestern part of New Jersey, 2.66 inches. So this is definitely going to be a drought buster for sure. Move this back over the temperature and the winds. And this is the temperatures, 60s across the area. Dew points are high. It's humid out, especially further into Jersey. You can see dew points in the 60s. And let's put let's take the weather stations off and look at the radar. So this is the current radar here, and looks like there's some lightning. Oh, what's this? Looks like some thunderstorms are being detected. So I have to look at the lightning detection. Whoa! We have a tornado being tracked over here in Greeley, Pennsylvania. Is that a tornado warning? Could be a tornado warning. So, yeah, we got some thunderstorms out. You can see the back edge, though, already over here. So the good news is this back edge will probably be through here by after midnight. But the next couple of hours are going to be really rough for our area. Let's look at... yeah, let's take a look and see the lightning here. Let me think about that. I didn't even think about that. If there's any lightning out here. No liglightning. I don't know why it's detecting thunderstorms. I'm curious about that tornado, so now we're going to have to go and look at that. See what's going on with that, because if there's a tornado warning, let's see. I don't know if that's just a false alert or... Yeah, I don't see any tornado warnings up here. No. I don't think. That's just a false alert. I don't know why it's saying that. But we're getting heavy rain, and there could be some lightning involved. So the next thing we got to deal with is the wind and the problems that the wind is causing. So 473 people right now don't have power. That's not too bad. A couple of outages here in Levittown. 73 over here. Not too many power outages. It's very widely scattered. I don't see any major ones, but I have a feeling this number is going to rise as we go through the night, as we deal with more of the rain and the wind that we'll be dealing with. Let's look at the Long Island Railroad and see what's going on over there. I can't believe no problems. I'm going to refresh this again. No problems. That's amazing. That's amazing how there's no problems right now. Well, we'll see if that lasts. Looking at the Ventu sky, currently we're going to look at the wind speeds, the current conditions on the Ventu sky here. Wind gusts. Worst of it seems to be over the ocean. So the worst of it seems to be over the ocean, which is good news. So let's look at the models here and see. We have the GFS, 18Z GFS, so let's take a look at that. And we're just going to be focused on the storm in this weather update. So here is the storm here on the GFS, really intense. And like I said, the next 3 to 5 hours, we're going to be in the worst of it. This thing moves off to the northeast. Finally, after midnight, things start to improve. But you can see those tight isobars. That's the wind right there. And that thing just wraps up and then kind of just sits there for tomorrow into Friday, and then it starts pulling away. So let's take a look and see what the rainfall amounts are on the GFS. And well, let's go to the NAM. We'll do each one here. We'll do the NAM high resolution. So this is the NAM high resolution, and I actually don't think this is accurate at all. I don't think it's accurately portraying. The rain is pretty solid, so no, maybe we won't use the high resolution. We'll use this one instead. It's a little misleading. So it's a little more. So you can see there's the center. There it is, pulling off, and then what looks like what happens is it forms another center right here. So this is what's going to happen. Is this thing's going to intensify much more rapidly for the next 5 hours or so, and then it pulls. It kind of slowly pulls away, and then kind of just sits cut off over there. So that is the NAM. We will go and also look at the HRRR model as well. Here's the HRRR model. Similar agreement to the NAM as far as the track and everything goes. And there's that secondary formation right there. Boom. Transfers energy into the secondary low. And that's when you're going to have an explosion of energy. The storm is going to get a lot stronger, basically. So let's take the total accumulated precipitation on the NAM. On the HRRR. And we'll see it's giving us up to 2 inches of rain, which is very likely at this point. Let's go and look at total accumulation on the NAM, 12 kilometer. Similar agreement there, and GFS. Yep, pretty much all looks the same. So the good thing is they all agree on how much rain we're going to get, and we're going to get probably, especially over Suffolk, 2 inches of rain. Everywhere else, probably 1.5 inches to 2 inches of rain. It's much needed rain. That's good news. Let's take a look at the winds, and we're going to see what kind of winds we're going to be dealing with here, because that's the other problem that we will be having. So here is your winds, and the winds are going to really start picking up here. Sustained winds in the 20s and perhaps even 30s on the east end of Long Island, and the winds then shift over to the west, but they're still strong. But at least with the west wind, we don't have to worry so much about the coastal flooding. Let's look at the NAM. 12 kilometer NAM. Not even going to bother looking at the clouds. Not even going to bother. So here's a 12 kilometer NAM. Kind of has a break in the winds there, and the worst of the wind staying offshore. I'm not sure if I'm buying that. I want to see if the HRRR shows that too. Yeah, I'm not buying this at all because we're all getting strong winds. Has it too isolated? Has it like in scattered areas? Not sure if I'm buying that at all. So we'll look at the dew points showing you the dry air coming in, and then we're going to go right to some other models. So you can see that humidity right there, but then the dry air comes in right after midnight. Dew points drop with that west wind, and that shuts off the precipitation. All right, let's go to windy.com because I prefer using this. This uses the GFS model. I meant the URL model with the winds, and I kind of like this model better. So this is, look at the sustained winds at 6 p.m. Nothing too terrible. So southeast at 18. Let's go now to 10 p.m. and things get worse. You can see there's a patch of some really strong winds actually right around the west at 32. Remember, these are sustained west at 37. And then look at Montauk. We could see Montauk getting into some sustained winds at 51 miles an hour there. And the Jersey Shore also dealing with sustained winds at 33. And these are sustained winds. All right, let's go to 2 a.m. And we're still dealing with these very strong sustained winds here. 38. So the threat of power outages will continue through the night, although the west wind will shut off the coastal flooding threat. So these are sustained winds, west at 46. Fortunately, where we are, it only has it at 20. And Tom's River has dropped off now, too. Whoops. Tom's River has dropped off, too, to 22. But now let's back it up and look at the gusts, because the gusts are really what matters. And things look a lot worse when we look at that. So when we look at the gusts, you will see right now 47. So maybe overdoing it a little bit on these gusts. 47. But it's still likely we could see these gusts pick up. The gusts over here, 59. Yeah, it's a little overdone, but not that much. Let's go to 10 p.m. 44 mile an hour gusts, 46 mile an hour gusts. 59. In Suffolk County, could have a 61 mile an hour gusts. Let's move this along to midnight. Gets worse with the west winds. It seems like it picks it up even more. Gusts into the 60s. The good thing is at least it won't be raining at this time. But yeah, this is going to be some pretty strong winds. And this is again is the Euro. I could go and change the model to the NAM. NAM's not quite as bad. So the Euro seems to pump the winds up a little more. This is the NAM. 46 mile an hour gusts. I'm going to get rid of that. 48 mile an hour gusts. And then we can go to the GFS too. Also. 9 p.m. 53 mile an hour gusts. I kind of like the way the GFS looks. As far as the way I think it's, let me go back to the current here. This is the GFS. We'll go to 10 p.m. Winds are still going to get, it looks like the worst of the winds is going to be over eastern Suffolk. That the 60, maybe gusts up to 60s. So right before the center of circulation moves through. That's when we're going to see this. And then we have gusts to 49. And by 6 a.m. they drop off. So again, the Euro does seem to be a little stronger with the winds, but the Euro is somewhat of a better model when it comes to predicting these coastal storms. So we'll have to see what happens as far as that goes. We'll have to see what happens. There's our storm again. Let's take another look at the radar. One more time. You can see we're getting some really heavy rain right now. Really heavy rain. And nothing on the all right. So we'll just look at some more. We'll just go to this briefing, and then I'm going to wrap up this weather update. We already went through the briefing already. But what has changed? Wind advisory has been expanded to the whole tri-state area from 6 p.m. through Thursday. Coastal flood warning issued for southwest Connecticut and southern Westchester tonight. Coastal flood statement for Brooklyn and Staten Island, and coastal flood advisories for Long Island, Queens, the Bronx, and southeastern Connecticut. 2 to 3 inches of rain. We went over this yesterday, but it's going to be a rough night. For the next 6 hours, it's going to be a rough night. So, advise you just to stay indoors. And, just stay indoors because it's going to be rough out there. Hopefully people are just planning to get home early tonight and avoid the worst of this, because the next 6 hours are going to be not so great. It's going to be pretty stormy. So I'll keep you updated on the storm, and y'all have a good night.